Just a flip of the watch, it's game time, FiveTwenty. Just a flip of the watch, it's game time, Just a flip of the watch, it's game time, FiveTwenty. Just a flip of the watch, it's game time, Message heavy, don't prime show, they not ready. Race against the time like four wheels and ends ready. Keep it steady, beat it hard and they belly. Give them ears to hear the truth in the light. Throw confetti, message heavy, don't prime show, they not ready. Race against the time like four wheels and ends ready. Keep it steady, beat it hard and they belly. Give them ears to hear the truth in the light. Throw confetti, just a flip of the watch, it's game time, Flip of the watch, it's game time, Just a flip of the watch, it's game time, FiveTwenty. Flip of the watch, it's game time, Just a flip of the watch, it's game time, Flip of the watch, it's game time, FiveTwenty. Flip of the watch, it's game time, FiveTwenty. Flip of the watch, it's game time, FiveTwenty.
What's up, and welcome to episode 2 of season 3 here on the FiveTwenty Collective Podcast. This is where music meets ministry and the indie artist takes center stage. We are in the field on the Trackstars podcasting networks. I am Eric Boston, and with me as always is Nate Shelton. What's going on, man?
Hey, not much. What's been good with you lately?
Oh man, just trying not to freeze, you know what I'm saying? It's been icy weather around these parts this week, been kind of shut in for the most part, but glad to be on the episode with you, bro.
Well, I'm glad I'm out here on the West Coast where all it does is rain.
Right? There you go, man. Well, Nate, this episode is being sponsored by the new song Live Life from AC Lightning. A feel-good vibe, this track is about finding joy in life, reminiscing, and having fun. From NYC, AC Lightning has been writing poetry and doing music for over 6 years, expressing himself and talking about what God has done for him. So make sure you guys go check out Live Life. Now it is available across digital retailers. So Nate, man, tell the people, dude, they want to hit you up, they want to follow you. Where are they going to do that?
Well, you're going to find me on Twitter at IM_NateDog. You'll find all the latest CHH going on with the new music releasing, music that I've been listening to, other ramblings that I may get caught up in, with especially baseball season coming up. It's a big time of the year for me, so don't be surprised if you see a lot of Yankees content here in the next few months.
Well, man, you know, I'll get behind you on the baseball stuff, man. I will get behind you on the baseball. It's sad that you got to be a Yankees dude, especially when you're on the West Coast, man. Come on, you got other options, Nate. You got other options, my friend. Well,
the era, my dad grew up watching them, and it just kind of got passed down. So,
oh man, that's too bad.
I guess it is what it is.
That's too bad, dude.
Hey, but I do have a soft spot in my heart for the Royals because that was the first World Series I remember when I was a kid growing up. So, They're in the back of my heart.
There you go. And in the back, where they should be, I guess. All right, Nate, this episode is also being sponsored by Melodic Prophet, who's dropping his sophomore project this summer. Looking to build on his previous work and introduce himself to the CHH community on a larger scale, Melodic Prophet is incorporating traditional boom bap with heavy elements of alternative hip-hop. The future is bright for this MC out of Indiana, so make sure you follow him on Twitter at ProMelodic now and stay tuned for the new album later this year. All right, guys, if you want to hit me up, follow me. I'm on Twitter also. It's at Eric Boston and the number 3, at Eric Boston and the number 3. Definitely, like Nate said, drop me a line. Let me know what's going on. Love to connect with you guys. But more importantly, if you want to follow what we have going on here at FiveTwenty Collective, make sure you do so across most social networks. So we are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at FiveTwentyCHH. That is at FiveTwentyCHH. As you know, you can always check us out at FiveTwentyCollective.com for the latest in what's happening in indie Christian hip hop. And make sure you guys tune in to our new Discord server. If you go to the Twitter account, we've got an invite link right there in our bio. Get you into the Discord server and join the community that is growing, Nate. It's pretty awesome seeing what's happening there.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's growing pretty fast and getting all kinds of new stuff going, just all kinds of ideas we're coming up with, and really excited to see where that goes in the future here.
Yeah, man. For those of you who have not checked it out, let me tell you a couple reasons why you should. So we are doing live artist interviews on Saturday nights. We are shooting 4 episodes in already on the live artist interviews. We've been doing it for the past month already. It's crazy. So our plan and our goal is to try to be there, if not every Saturday night throughout the year, most Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Central. We got some really cool ones lined up for the month of February and into March. I know we're about midway through the month already. We've had Scribe music on there. We got Q Flow coming up. We got some other great artists that are lined up.
Our guy Microphone was one of the first interviews, so lots of fun stuff. It's just real exciting to see, like we have a new community members every week. It's growing. It's just real fun to get connected with more people out there in the space. And even if you're a fan, if you're not an artist, get in there. You can get to know some artists.
Yeah, that's a key for it, Nate. We wanted a place where there was community, where people could connect, build relationships together. And I think that's what's happening, man. We're seeing some really good conversations. We've opened up. Most people know that we have done a staff devotional for a while now here at FiveTwenty Collective, but we've actually opened it up to people that are in our Discord server are able to join us on those devotionals as well. So, a lot of great content, man. We not only do we do the artist interviews, we do different live sessions where we just talk about, different topics. We got some other ideas in the works for Discord as well. So, come in there. We may drop you guys some early access to what we have happening at FiveTwenty Collective, give you the news before everyone gets it. So, lots of reasons to jump in there, man. But most importantly is just building that community, which I feel like right now, Nate, with the way that everything's been going over this past year, if we can't get face to face, I think this is the next best thing. So,
right. Yeah. And social media and connect and everything included is kind of a blessing and a curse. Blessing that we have that connection through all of this uncertainty with the pandemic that's going on. But at the same time, it's, you don't get that in-person touch like you would if, things were in a normal type of situation, but still nice to have a connection with people out there.
Right. For sure. Well, Nate, what else has been happening over the past month? I mean, like we said, we're in episode 2 of season 3 of the podcast, which is crazy. A really good first episode to kick off season 3 last month with, that interview with K-Drama and featuring, what I think is a great song, from AKA Fisher, all that. So that was a great way to start our year off. But what have you seen around just the CHH community, man? What's been happening?
Surprisingly, just from my perspective, it seems kind of quiet, which leads me to believe that there's a lot of people out there putting work in on new music, at least on the social media aspect. But yeah, there's lots of stuff going on. One of the groups that we have been supporting a lot, especially starting off, Streetlight Sounds. They've been putting out new content. They got music coming. We're working on something as well with our guy King David the Vessel coming out here soon. I'm excited about that. He released a single the end of January that was was pleasantly surprised. I'm not real familiar with King David, but that song he put out here, the new single, was really great. So if you haven't checked that out, I have that on the sauce.
Yeah, and that track is called My Past by King David the Vessel. And you mentioned the sauce playlist, Nate. Why don't you tell people about that, and why they need to follow the sauce, man?
Well, you need to follow it because every week I'm updating it with the newest indie releases that drop every week. Try to stay on top of everybody that's out there. And if you're an artist listening and you got music releasing, hit us up. We got a submit link at the top of our website. So it's really easy. Just click the submit button. You'll get that form, and we can have all your music on the playlist as soon as it releases. So be on the lookout for that, and follow that playlist as well, because like I said, you're going to get some of the best indie hip-hop, Christian hip-hop out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I know one thing that we definitely love to see here at 520 Collective is independent artists within Christian hip-hop that are making moves, Nate, and see what God is doing through them, what doors he's opening. And we've seen YB put together his own label called Next Move. That was one thing that definitely stood out to me from the beginning of the year, because not only did he put that together, but then he's putting together he is putting together quite a interesting roster right off the get-go here.
He's got a nice a diverse roster so far. I mean, I don't know how familiar people are with producers, but 100 Gram Beats was the first signing he made, which, caught my attention, because he's one of those up-and-coming producers he's going to be someone that's talked or asked about by artists around our space. And then, of course, he signed our guy Coop. He was our first rookie of the year. So, but the sky's the limit for Coop. We've talked about that off and on throughout the last couple years, where his career is going to take off too. So that was fun to see him get his first deal. And then he followed up and signed formerly Chris Dean, now Christopher Sincere. He's in Florida. I've been blessed to get to know him a bit, and excited to see what the future holds for him as well with YB. So YB's based out of Oklahoma, so is Coop. So it's nice to see, going to see what that Next Move Records is like.
Yeah, man. Well, it's looking good so far. If you haven't checked it out, Coop actually dropped a new video as well. And you can check that out right on our homepage at 520collective.com. The song is called Never Fold. Get a taste of what Coop and the team there at Next Move has in store for us, man, what they're working on, and support that movement for sure. Man, Nate, we talked about, we read a devotional together throughout the month. What's something that has stood out to you over the past month? Like, what has God kind of shown you through those devotional series, man?
Well, lately, we've been going through a lengthy series of Ecclesiastes, and to be honest, Ecclesiastes was always one of those books that I didn't read a lot of, so this has been a nice study for me. And obviously written by Solomon. It just, starting to read it just strikes me as kind of, the whole book as a whole is Solomon realizing all of this stuff that he has been trying to accumulate wealth-wise, wives, one of the richest kings in the world. And the whole first part of Ecclesiastes just comes off as very negative feeling, and all the chasing after everything was just vanity, and kind of, I don't know how to put it, but feeling like everything he's accomplished is just going to be for nothing, and once he dies, that's it. to be honest, when I started reading it, I was like kind of depressed, because it's like, man, his view on outlook on life was kind of really putting me down. But it's just, then you start to read into Ecclesiastes, and Solomon makes the point of making sure chasing these things is not a problem, not the issue. It's nice to have things, but knowing where and who these gifts are coming from is the key, and making sure that you keep God at the center of everything that you're trying to do. So that's been one of the biggest things I've learned from this whole study.
Yeah, man. And I'm with you, Nate. I think Solomon, he's working through things that we all face, right? And doing it from a very, I don't want to say transparent's not quite the right word for that, but I mean, I guess just he's being just real, just
kind of a self-realization, I guess.
He's just putting it out there. He's not trying to hold back. He's not necessarily trying to, blow anyone's mind with what's being said. He's just like, man, this is what I've learned and what it has meant to me. Make of it what you will, type of deal, right? And there's a lot to learn there. I think, when you're saying, that no matter how much we get down or whatever, puts us in our feelings or whatever, just, I don't know, puts us in a funk, that at the end of the day, all that is just temporary, right? Like it's going to change, one way or another, it's going to change. So,
yeah, and it just strikes me because, like I said, Solomon's this person that accumulated all this wealth, and then he's telling people, yeah, you get chase all these things and accumulate everything, and then you die. And it's basically kind of the feeling I got from it. It's like, man, could you be any more depressing? But then he flips it and makes you, like I said, and make sure that God's at the center of everything that you're doing. And, it's not bad to have those things, but make sure the perspective is there and the reason why you're doing those things.
Yeah, man. I think that plays into the song that we're going to check out this month, Nate. We got a pretty good featured track. I feel like it's pretty good anyway. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it for sure. Why don't you tell the people, what song are we going to be checking out?
Well, we got Prodigyl featuring is one of our guys, Zay Hill, and it's his new single coming out with a collab EP, new single Back Down. That EP is going to be coming out soon, so we got Prodigyl featuring Zay Hill, Back Down.
All right, man, let's check it out.
To the middle, I ain't never gon' back down. Yeah, young man got a chase, I ain't never gon' back out. Yeah, and on my game, I never back down. Yeah, I never back out. Yeah, I always gain and I can't let. I call my gain, they got my back. I talk to God when I'm off track. Yeah. I'm also cool and I'm relaxed. We ain't that cool, so boy get back. And I ain't no fool, the boy speak facts. Yeah. Fighting these demons, I gotta get them all for me. They be all in my head and they tryna talk to me. Yeah, but the Lord in my head, he said, come walk with me. Yeah, and I'm swimming the devil, he doing no war with me. Yeah, full to the middle, I ain't never gon' back down. Yeah, young man got a chase, I ain't never gon' back out. Yeah, and on my game, I never back down. Yeah, I never back out. Yeah. There is a war in Boston, say y'all need to boss up and put on a cape. Go help the poor, the needy, oppressed. Cause college to pick up a crossing, no mess. I feel like I need to fly today. Pick all of my brothers up from the ground. Feed them the truth, don't hesitate. This ain't about the cheese, this about God, this about Jesus. He be the center of my life. He don't pick a side and pick up the pieces. And we dripping holy water, bumping that crunk and that golden and parliament. He got the people cooking the praises. Look at the faces, y'all even seeing this? Yeah, full to the middle, I ain't never gon' back down. Yeah, young man got a chase, I ain't never gon' back out. Yeah, and on my game, I never back down. Yeah, I never back out. Yeah, full to the middle, I ain't never gon' back down. Yeah, young man got a chase, I ain't never gon' back out. Yeah, and on my game, I never back down. Yeah, I never back out. Yeah.
It's time for the FiveTwenty podcast song breakdown, sponsored by
Show Me Christ Records.
All right, guys, that was Prodigyl and Zay Hill. The song is Back Down. It features TJ and God Fearin'. And as always, this featured song is being brought to you by Show Me Christ Records. Check them out. Show Me Christ is now offering track reviews of your music for only $5. So make sure you hit up the link in their bio across social media. That is at Show Me Christ, or you can visit showmechristrecords.com now for details. So shout out to those guys. They're always looking to support, just the indie CHH scene and helping it grow. So make sure you go take advantage of that new service that they're offering with those track reviews. Get some feedback from some guys who, they are doing this on a regular. So Nate, like I said, man, I was real interested to hear what you thought of this track, Back Down by Prodigyl and Zay Hill. So why don't you lay it out there, man? What'd you think of it?
Well, going in, honestly, I knew who Prodigyl was. I didn't know much about his music at all. But of course, we know Zay Hill, probably one of the hardest working artists out there. Seems like he's always doing features for people. So I was excited to see how this would come out. And really, the production was really great. Everything sounded crisp and clean. I really liked how all the artists on there, you mentioned TJ and God-fearing, how they all complimented each other. It all sounded, like, how you get some of those features and the sound is completely different on one verse to the other. And this just all kind of flowed smooth together. They complimented each other really well. And overall, I thought the song was done exceptionally well.
Yeah, man. I think the one thing about it is anytime that you have Zay Hill, and he's involved in whether it's a feature spot just on a single or, he's been doing a lot of these collab releases where they do like little EPs and stuff. And obviously that's what him and Prodigyl are doing here. But I mean, the one thing that going into it is you are going to get solid hooks throughout. And I think that was one of the strengths of this song was that, the hook is it's catches you, it sticks with you, it sounds great, it's done very well. But then, like you said, the verses really complement it. So it almost feels like that hook was maybe a foundational piece, like a starting point, and then they built on it from there. Man, Nate, like, my question is, by listening to this track, Back Down, and thinking ahead of, okay, they've got a collab project that's coming out, what does that make you think of in regards to that project? Are you excited for it? Are you looking forward to it more than you probably would have without hearing this?
I am actually, like I said, I went in not knowing much of anything at all about Prodigyl, and now hearing the song, I'm excited to see what they do with the EP, how that comes out. I know apparently they did a volume 1 of this, so that may be something I have to go check out before volume 2 drops. So I'm going to definitely be listening for this EP when it comes out. I'm excited to see how the whole project sounds.
Yeah, and that EP is Holy Water Volume 2. So make sure you guys check that out. The song Back Down, make sure you go stream it. Run up them numbers. Let us know what you think, though. That's what we're interested in. Are you feeling it? Where do you think it could have been better? Where do you feel like they execute stuff well? And make sure you go to our page on Anchor. It's anchor.fm/FiveTwenty-collective. Leave us a voicemail. Let us know what's up. Or if you're listening to this podcast on FiveTwentyCollective.com right now, make sure that you go to the comments section. Leave us your thoughts there below about Back Down by Prodigyl and Zay Hill. So yeah, Nate, shout out to Prodigyl, man. We got connected in the listening session group on Telegram that the homie Q Flow put together. Really cool group, man, talking about people's music, just talking about CHH and a bunch of different stuff in there. So got connected with him. He's like, yeah, I got a song to that you guys might want to use for the podcast. And I was like, shoot, send it our way, So that's the one cool thing.
Yeah, it's really excited. Like I said, really excited to see how Holy Water Volume 2 sounds. So good work there by Prodigyl and Zay Hill, and hoping to catch that when it releases.
Yeah, man. What I was gonna say is, kind of like the same thing we were talking about with the FiveTwenty Collective Discord server, where you come in and make those connections. Like, look for those opportunities, guys, where you can go into something like a Discord server or a Telegram group and make those connections, because you never know. I know as an independent artist, that people are, you're looking for people to just hear you, and that's a way to do it. Make those connections in those types of groups.
Right.
Definitely. Again, I'm gonna plug it, Nate, because it's another way to get a direct connection to us. If you guys jump into the Discord server, especially if you're an artist and you want an opportunity for us to feature your music on a future episode of the podcast, that's a way to get an edge there, man. Come and connect with us, talk to us, build a relationship, and then when you got music, be like, hey, what do you guys think of this? And we may just say, hey, we want to use it on the show. So don't just expect stuff to happen. I guess is what it comes down to, Nate.
Exactly.
So
as an artist, you got to be putting yourself out there. The more connections you make, unfortunately, a lot of life is networking, and the more you do it, the bigger that fan base is going to grow. Keep putting in the work and talking with people.
Yeah,
so
man.
Definitely get connected with us on the Discord channel.
Yeah, yes, sir. Again, shout out to Prodigyl and Zay Hill. Their song "Back Down," a great song for us to have on this episode of the podcast, on the upcoming EP Holy Water Volume 2. So go support that. And then, like Nate said, make sure you jump in the Discord server. And again, you can hit us up on Twitter, Instagram. Those are both at FiveTwenty and we've got links to the Discord right there in the bio, so you can do that as well. But Nate, it is about that time that we are going to have our industry insider interview for this month. Was able to chop it up with our homie, man. He's Trackstar's family, Mike Sarge. Mike, he's an artist, but he's doing some really cool stuff on YouTube, man. Got a really good YouTube channel where he does basically advice tip videos for artists, man. Like everything from writing music to pushing yourself marketing wise, what you need to know on certain like platforms, like how can you take advantage of a service like Spotify, right? He does a lot of really cool stuff, man. And so I was excited to be able to talk to him. Obviously, we partner up with him, and we feature his videos on FiveTwentyCollective.com as our artist tip video series. But super cool dude, man. I'm excited to get him on here and just hear what led him to where he is currently with that YouTube channel, which seems to be taking a priority. Like, I could probably talk for a while about Mike, man, because he's a super cool dude. Like, what have you kind of picked up from him, and what are you excited to hear in this interview?
Well, in this interview, I'm just gonna, kind of his idea behind what inspired him to start the artist page, giving him some artist tips out there. I know, like you said, he is an artist as well. So what the heart is behind that, and all that great advice he has for those artists that are starting out there and how to grow their music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So why don't we go check that out, Nate? Man, it has been a pleasure as always to be on here with you, my friend. Guys, go follow us, Twitter, Instagram at FiveTwentyCHH, and make sure you stick around for this industry insider interview with the one and only Mike Sarge. Salute to that. Hey guys, what's up? This is Eric with FiveTwenty Collective and the FiveTwenty Collective podcast. I want to talk to you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way possible to make a podcast. Let me break it down for you. 1, it's free. That's right, no cost to use Anchor. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. So if you want to get on platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and many, many more, then it's really, really easy, guys. You just set up an Anchor account at anchor.fm. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Again, make money, no minimum listeners. You're not going to find that anywhere else. It's everything you need to make a podcast, and it's all in one place. So go right now and download the free Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. And make sure you let them know you heard it on FiveTwenty Collective Podcast. Welcome to this month's Industry Insider interview, brought to you officially by Bookkeeper247.com. What's up, and welcome to this month's Industry Insider interview here on the FiveTwenty Collective Podcast. As always, our interviews are being sponsored by the Bookkeeper 24/7. Shout out to Daryl and the team at the Bookkeeper. Make sure you check them out at the Bookkeeper247.com now. Lots of great Christian hip hop content happening over there. So if you are looking to get your music featured, get a little promotion, or if you are looking to maybe jump in, do some content creation yourself, I know that the guys at the Bookkeeper 24/7 are always looking to expand their team. So hit them up, the Bookkeeper247.com now. And joining me on the Trackstars Podcasting Network phone line, he is actually a Trackstars team member. Excited to get him on this month. He is an artist, a producer, YouTube creator, just a lot of great stuff that he does. Welcome to the show, Mr. Mike Sarge. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dude, you know, we have partnered up for a while now with you, with your YouTube channel in particular, and featured those artist kind of tip videos that you have going. So I want to jump into your YouTube channel for sure, because I think there's a lot of great content. I've had a lot of people that's hit me up and said, man, you know, I found out about Mike Sarge from FiveTwenty Collective, and I've been following him since. So that's always awesome. But before we do that, I want to jump into what you got going on as an artist, because that's kind of where you started. Am I right?
Absolutely. That is definitely where I started as an artist. Lately, man, I've been like everyone else, you know, trying to survive, you know, every day. You know, everyone's been dealing with, whether it's, you know, COVID or, you know, jobs and family, all that other stuff. So I've been, you know, surviving every day. And then on the music side, man, just creating. I've been in the season where God's really had me in a spot where he wants me, you know, to help people, and especially artists. So I've been doing a lot of that lately, but I'm an artist first. So I've been working on some singles, you know, possibly a project or two that could come out this year. So that's really what I've been working on, and I'm excited about it.
Nice, man. Yeah, and you released a project not too long ago, back in 2020. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. Was that an EP or was that a full length that you dropped?
It was my EP called The Off Season.
Yeah. How is that done, man?
Oh man, it went really, really well. It was something that I tried some new things. I definitely tried some new things. I think you could say that last year was a tough time for everyone, and so I wanted to have something that was positive, something that was bouncy, something that was at the same time still unapologetic, and something that, you know, I wasn't compromising on. I'm talking about, you know, my life. I'm talking about having fun. I'm talking about, hey, never forgetting, you know, regardless of what's happening, you know, God's always in control. So, yeah, man, like that was definitely a fun project for me, and people really responded well to it.
Yeah, man. And, you know, what's cool about you as an artist, man, not only are you very talented, but you're able to take what you learn from what you know, from the experiences that you have, and you're more than willing to share it with guys. But not only that, I think you really want to support other artists as well, and I think that comes through with your production also, right? Because you kind of been focused on that a little bit more too.
Yes, I have. Yes, I'm really excited about that portion. I've been working in the background on that side. I've been releasing something every Saturday and Sunday called Salt Sessions. And, you know, basically people give me topics, you know, their favorite TV show, their favorite video game, their favorite cartoon or movie or whatever it is. I will flip it and I'll make a beat out of it. And it's been really, really fun. Actually, yesterday's was the Jungle Book. And so I realized over time, like, hey, man, I'm starting to get better at these. So I figured, all right, why not? So I've been dabbling in production since, I'll say, about May timeframe. And just about every day, if not every day, every other day, just making something new. And so I'm excited, and that beat will actually be dropping in February. So I'm really excited about that.
So obviously, whenever you're looking at it as, and what I'm doing here is as a producer compared to what you're doing as an artist, I think you kind of come at that from a little bit of a different angle. Like, what is your hope with your production? Like, what are you wanting to achieve on that end?
That's a good question. So for me, number one is to have fun. And I know you probably won't hear that from a lot of people, because normally the first thing out of, everyone's mouth is like, well, I'm either trying to make money, or I'm trying to make it to the top, or I'm trying to show people I can really do this. But for me, it's like, if I'm not having fun, then I'm essentially I have another job. If I'm not enjoying the process, if people don't enjoy podcasting, if they're running a podcast, then everything's just going to seem like work. And same thing if you're an artist or a producer or whatever it is. So that's number one, is having fun. But yes, number two is definitely helping out artists. And I'm coming from a different perspective, from the standpoint of, because I know the struggle of an artist, and because I know how hard it can be to find things that fit your sound, in particular, that's something I really focus on. And I understand that, there are different type of producers. You have people that are good at pop music. You have people that produce lo-fi. You have people that produce trap and stuff like that. And I'm starting to kind of find my lane in that as well. But what I want to be able to actually offer artists is not just okay, here's some beats, I need you to get my beats. It's also I want to provide value to them and actually have a relationship with them, because the truth is, the next generation of artists, man, they're super dope and they're super talented. And, if they don't feel like the people that are already in the space actually care about them and them progressing in their career, then it's just a business transaction. You know what I mean? If someone just goes in and they get a beat and then they leave, they're like, okay, I got what I need, got the beat, I'm done. But if I'm providing value, whether that's, artist tips, or that's high quality production, or just someone that they can ask questions to, that's really what I want to provide to artists with my production.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you this, because I think this would actually play into it as well. As an artist, did you have a particular approach whenever you were seeking out production? And then I guess the follow-up to that would be because of you going through that process on the artist side, has that influenced how you're approaching yourself as a producer as well? But if you were giving tips to an artist that's going out searching for the production, searching for a beat, how did you kind of look at that?
Ooh, so for me, I personally went out and I sought out different types of production. So I mentioned earlier that everyone kind of has a lane. So you have rappers that are lyricists, you have rappers that are focused on the vibe, you have rappers that have an underground sound, some have a poppy sound like Drake and stuff like that. And for me, I don't think I fit a particular lane per se. I get bored rapping on one type of beat. That's why I think my songs, vary so often. I could go on a 6 month, okay, he's doing nothing but, sample lo-fi beats. And then maybe the next 6 months I'm on trap. And then the month after, or the 6 months after that, I'm on jazz. So I have a collection of producers that I like to check out their catalog and I check out their stuff. But for me, I recognize that when it comes to artists, if an artist has a particular sound, I think it benefits them to have maybe one or two producers that they really stick to, because in those moments you can build a relationship with that producer and they can honestly start especially if they believe in your music and believe what you're doing, they can start making custom work specifically for you. Like maybe they make something with you in mind, and they send you an email saying like, "Hey, I feel like this would fit you. What do you think?" Okay, well now you got something that's actually tailored to your style or the tempo that you normally rap at or sing at, and I think that's super, super beneficial. Also, when there's a producer on the other end and you actually have a relationship with them, all right, well, obviously as an artist, you're promoting your music, hopefully before it releases. Well, then if the producer knows it's one of their tracks, they're going to want to market it as well. They're going to want to promote it as well. And I think that as an artist, that benefits you. That really, really benefits you going forward, because now your music is being pushed to an audience or a fan base or a followership that you maybe didn't have before. So I think it benefits an artist if they are able to build relationships with one or two producers. But if they can't, or they don't, because they're similar to me, where they're like, hey, I like what I like, and when I search for beats, like I just know, okay, that's the one I want. That's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would say like for any artist, building relationships, networking, that's important for everyone. Like that is important for every single artist, regardless of what type of production you go for or what particular style or lane that you're in.
And again, joining me on the Trackstars Podcasting Network phone line, we are talking with Mike Sarge of MikeSarge.com, artist, producer, YouTube content creator. I don't know, man, I'm not a YouTuber, man, so I hate to misrepresent it, but I think that's what I hear him say, so hopefully that works. And I want to dive into the channel, man, because I think you have developed a really nice channel with content that I know I enjoy. I know other people enjoy it. So when did you, I guess, know that, hey, I need to make this YouTube channel?
Man, that's a good question. So, I will say, in 2000, let's say from 2017 to I'll say about 2019, I was doing a lot of like performing, and I got a chance to just meet a bunch of creatives and a bunch of artists and a bunch of musicians and singers. And in 2019, I released my album Hunger Pains. And it did well, and it charted on iTunes, and it was great. And what I realized is, as I was continuing to move within my local area, I was getting a lot of questions, whether it was like right after performances or when I was at conferences. I threw a conference in my local area specifically for music artists and stuff, and it went great. But I realized I was getting a lot of the same similar questions, whether it was about marketing or promoting or what type of songs they should be dropping or things that they should be doing on their social media pages, like all this stuff. So about a year ago, I decided, all right, well, I'm getting similar questions. Why not just like answer them all at the same time? So I had two choices. Either I could start a podcast or I could do YouTube. I could decide to create a YouTube channel. And I decided to go YouTube because at that time I felt the world is becoming a lot more visual. And I felt like with my personality as well, I feel like it would bleed through more if people could actually see my face and see my reactions to things and hear my heart behind why I believe what I believe and how I feel, the way I feel. And so I decided to do YouTube. And I recognized that, hey, like people were telling me, hey, YouTube's a grind. YouTube's a grind. It's not one of those like, hey, you just go viral off, like tomorrow. It is work. It is a lot of work. So I said, okay. So I sat down, made a list. I worked on it for like 2-3 months, maybe longer, of just topics that I wanted to touch on. Got that list together, made sure I had the right camera because I didn't want to come in with no quality and a bunch of stuff. And then I said, all right, well, let's do it. And one day I just announced it the day before, hey, I'm going to drop my first YouTube video and let's see what happens. And it started slow at first, like most things. It was just common people just kind of like watching it every now and again or when they want to, when they can. And then slowly I got traction. Slowly, I would get a comment here like, "Yo, I like this video." Slowly, someone would share it on their social media. Slowly, the YouTube algorithm was starting to show me a little bit of favor, and since then, it's been great. We've hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. Well, we're over the 1,000 subscriber mark, and now I'm just looking to continue to push more and more content. But that's how it started. It was just I just wanted to be a help to artists, and then it just kind of ballooned into something bigger.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So I know that you put out content on a regular basis. Do you have an actual schedule that you stick to in regards to your channel? Like, or should people be tuning in on a certain day of the week or anything like that?
Right. Absolutely. No, absolutely. Every Wednesday is when my YouTube videos drop. Every Wednesday. And then on my Instagram, I'll drop a motivational video every Monday. And then really throughout the week, I'm dropping things, not just motivational stuff, but just funny stuff sometimes. And then I try to let artists know about that too. It's like, hey, you're showing people your full self, not you just the artist, but you the person. So yeah, like every Wednesday is when my YouTube videos drop. And hopefully this year I would like to, if possible, I definitely want to drop more. Like I want to drop maybe 2 a week instead of 1 a week. But we'll see what happens.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, so as an artist, I know that people have influences, right? And one thing that I've always wondered about is whenever you get into something like, running a YouTube channel, like, did you have like anyone in particular that kind of inspired you on how you wanted to approach it, whether it was from like the way you present topics or just the visuals or anything like that? Like, was there an inspiration behind it, or were you just like, man, I know I want to do this and I think this is how I'm going to do it, rather than going off of what someone else has done?
No, that's actually a really good question. I would say that once I realized that I wanted to do it, I wanted to know who were the best in my space or the space that I would be going in. And because I feel like that's what artists should do, when you talk about influences, like, hey, who do you look up to? Who do you consider great? And so that's what I did. So I'd say the ones that popped up in my mind the most, at least from the professional side and from the way that their videos looked, I think there were 3 that came to mind. It was Curtis King, it was Ruslan, obviously, and there was another one, and why are they escaping me right now? Brandman Sean. And they caught my attention because one, the quality of their videos, super dope. But what I was mainly paying attention to in their videos was their structure and like how they carry themselves, the way that, like, things that most watchers don't pay attention to, like what's in their background. How's their lighting? Little things like that. And I was really paying attention to that because I had already kind of figured what I wanted to have as topics and things like that. So I figured, all right, I really need to see who are considered the top tier. And there are a lot more. There's Burstamo, there's Damian Keys, a bunch of people that do videos for artists. So after I started studying, I had to go like, all right, well, what's going to separate me from these guys? What's going to separate me from the people that are already getting watched, and they're already getting 1,000 views like per day, But those were the main ones that I saw that I said, okay, yeah, I can do this. Like, seeing them made me feel like, okay, yeah, I can do this. And then after I saw that and I got kind of like a structure, I just kind of went from there.
Yeah, man. And here's the thing for me, Mike. What makes it really easy for me to tell people to check out your videos, to check out your channel, I think is because even like the little details you can tell matter to you, right? Whether it's, like you said, lighting or the way you cut your videos together or even like the graphics that you use, man. So, there's that pride there in your craft. But from the creator aspect of it, why do you feel like people should be tuning into your channel? What's the big things that they're going to get and walk away with?
Well, I mean, one, authenticity, man. I will not. You when you watch the videos, I want people to feel like, okay, that's him. Like the same people that I have regular conversations with on a regular basis. I want them to be able to see those videos and be like, no, that's him. That's exactly how he is on camera. Is exactly how he is off camera. That's one. Two, I also want people to, when they watch the videos, I want them to also feel like this is something that I need to take more seriously. Like, this is something like, I need to figure out if this is just a hobby for me, and if it is, that's cool. And if it's not, if it's something that I'm like, hey, I really want to do this, then hopefully, people seeing my videos will get that. They'll hear whether it's the passion of my voice, or they'll hear little tidbits that maybe they wouldn't hear from other influencers. Like, I want them to, when people watch my videos, I feel like, hey, they should watch the video because they're going to get something that that maybe they're not going to hear from other influencers. And then three, most importantly, because we're going to have fun. And I'm going to keep driving that home. I'm going to have fun, whether it's the memes or the funny videos or sidebar comments that I make. That is, I want artists to be themselves. I need producers to be themselves. I need singers to be themselves. Or even if you're not a music artist, just creatives in general. I need you to be yourself, because at the end of the day, your music could be good, but that'll get people's attention. But at the end of the day, if they don't feel a connection to you, it won't necessarily keep them there. If you think about your favorite artist, yeah, you like them because they're talented, but the truth is there's a part of their story that you cling to. And I want it to be the same thing with me. When people watch my videos, I want them to go like, hey, this information's good, but like I feel an actual connection to him and what he's saying, and he understands me. He understands feeling like you can't do it, or people not believing in you and all that other stuff. So those are the things that I really want people to take away when they watch videos.
Yeah, man. So what you guys need to take away from that, go out there and get that connection. I cannot do this like Mike, but I'm going to try my best for him. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, right? And follow him, support him. Check out the new videos. Like I said, every Wednesday. Again, talking with Mike Sarge, MikeSarge.com. Guys, you want to improve what you're doing as an artist, producer, entrepreneur, whatever it is. Mike's got stuff that's going to help you for sure. You being an individual who sees both sides of the situation, right? Whenever we look at CHH kind of as a whole, like I say, you're on that front end as an artist, but you also do a lot on the back side of that. What has you excited about what's happening in the culture, man? Like, what do you see coming up if you're like kind of just looking down the line a little bit? Like, what do you think of where we're at as a community and what God hopefully has in store for us?
There are two things that I'm seeing in CHH that I'm actually really excited about. One is the growing community, the growing producer community. And the reason why I'm excited about that is because with more producers comes more sound, like different styles. And I think for a while, like, CHH was becoming solely like trap. And so for me to hear producers that are doing trap and lo-fi and pop and, like merengue style, and it's cool to hear. I'm hearing West Coast beats, and it's great. It's a growing family, and it's something that'll allow. I'm gonna word it this way: it'll allow people that love music to be in their lane. Like, I think there was pressure for a while that if you're in CHH, you had to be an artist. And now I'm starting to see that people are actually going, hey, I can be a producer in CHH, or hey, I can be a mixing engineer in CHH, or hey, like, maybe I want to have my own label. Like, maybe I just love music, but I'm not, God didn't give me that talent to be an artist. You know what I mean? And so it's great to see. So, like, for me to see that there's a growing community of producers is really been cool. And the other part that I'm really excited about, which may catch some people off guard, is the diversity. And when I mean diversity, I am talking race. Like, it has been cool to see, for me to see more, not just Hispanic, but white artists in CHH. Like, it's been dope. And I know, like, some people are like, well, there are a few, like, there are white people in CHH, but the thing is, like, I don't believe they were pushed as hard. Like, I feel like I can name more than I could before. Like, I think for a while, people just kind of hung on to, like, say, KJ52 for a while. But now, you know, you do have the Hovies, you do have the Roy Toshes, you do have depending if you count this person, NF, you know what I mean? Like, there are more people, and it doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel stagnant at all. And so, like, to see that that pot is starting to become more melted per se, it's been cool for me to see. So those are two things I'm actually really, really excited to see, because I've always felt like, man, heaven gonna look different. Everyone's gonna look different in heaven, bro. So, like, for me, for our genre to look as close to heaven as possible, man, I'm excited about that. I can't argue with that.
You know, CHH is in a good spot. You know, even when you look at, like, people, like, behind the scenes, you know, I think that's one thing we've heard from artists a lot of, you know, like, we need more people behind the scenes pushing, whether it's, you know, running a website or having a podcast or getting into management side. And we're starting to see more of that, man. And I think one thing that I'm noticing is we're seeing some artists who, like you said, not everyone's cut out to be an artist. And I think we're starting to see more artists, like, come to grips with that and saying, hey, but I can still make an impact. So that's a big thing for me that I want to encourage people on, is like, hey, you know, find the thing that God can use you the most and embrace it. Be okay with it, even if it's not what you initially desired, because for this whole thing to work and be successful, we need all those roles filled, for sure. So yeah, Mike, man, dude, I've loved it. Why don't you go ahead and give the people again where they're going to follow you, where they're going to support you at, so they make sure they can plug in and get the most out of what you're offering.
Oh, definitely. If anyone is out there interested, again, my name is Mike Sarge, spelled Sarge, like half for sergeant. And you can find me on all social media platforms. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm probably the active on Instagram. And then also, as far as music artist tips, whether you're a rapper or a singer, a musician, producer, or just a creative in general, and you're looking for the content to help you get to the next level, you can find me on YouTube as well. I drop a video every single week. And I'm going to make sure I don't forget, you can also find me on www.mikesarge.com. And in case you haven't heard my music, you can check me out on Spotify as well. Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. And you guys give me an opinion on how you feel about the music. But that's where you can find me.
Yeah, what's up? That's what's up. Guys, make sure you check out FiveTwentyCollective.com too. We are partners with Mike. We love to showcase his great content from his YouTube channel. So you check out the homepage, scroll down just a little bit, you'll see artist tips, and it's all Mike Sarge. That's what it is, man, because we were like, man, who are we to try to tell you guys whenever we got an expert that we're working with that we can just help promote what he's got going. So yeah, lots of ways to tap in. Make sure you do it. So, you know, if you guys haven't checked us out, you might have seen this. If you haven't, I want to make sure you do know about it. But we have started our own 520 Collective Discord server, and I encourage you guys, go to the website 520collective.com, join and click the link to join our Discord server. I don't know if you know, Mike, we go on there, we do some live stuff, man, have just conversations, and I think this is kind of stuff that I want the community to really dive into. So, guys, make sure you check that out. But like I said, go and support Mike Sarge, man. Mike, the one thing I know for sure is that you are always going to keep gaining knowledge. You're always going to keep leveling up your expertise. So I can say I'm excited for the next time that you're able to join us here on the 520 Collective podcast. But, man, I love what you've shared with us today, man. I hope people listen to it, take it, and like you said, man, go and apply it. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, man?
No, man, like, if anything, the only thing I would say is, like, as artists, man, keep pushing, like, stay encouraged, stay focused. Like, there are going to be moments where you feel like like, dang, is anyone even listening to my music? Man, are people even reading my emails? Man, are people even commenting? Are they even liking? Or like, what are they responding to why aren't they responding to my text messages? Like, look, if whatever is for you, it's for you. And so the people that you're looking for validation from and things like that, it's not about them. Like, keep reminding yourself of why you do what you do. And if you're keeping focused, there's no door that any door that's supposed to be for you, God already has for you. Like, it's going to be open. But at the same time, any door that closes, stop banging on the door. It's not for you. it's for somebody else, right? We all have to stay in our lane, but stay encouraged, man. Like, don't feel like you have to be famous this year. Don't feel like people have to give you big ups this year. You know, this might be just a year of preparation for you. Just to take that into account. Love on the people, support the people that have been rocking with you, and make them feel like they're number ones. And the people that have been sleeping on you, hey, keep working. Keep working. That doesn't mean that they're a hater. It might just mean you might have to get a little bit better. You might have to get a little bit better, and that's okay. But I would say just, hey, love what you do. Remember why you do what you do. Remember to keep your eyes on God and have fun. That's what I would say. That's what Sarge said. That's my opinion.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you go check out FiveTwentyCollective.com for the latest in indie CHH. We're going to give a big shout out to all of our episode sponsors, including the bookkeeper 247.com. And we will catch you guys next month on the podcast.